His childhood habits revealed a boy who was both introspective and full of imagination, someone who noticed small details others might miss, and who learned early on the value of patience, kindness, and resilience. From a young age, Gökberk was known for his calm temperament. While other children chased each other through streets or filled the neighborhood with shouts and laughter, he often preferred quieter spaces, sitting under trees, sketching in the dirt, or watching the play of sunlight over the water. His parents used to say he had an old soul. He listened more than he spoke, but when he did speak, it was with surprising thoughtfulness that made even adults pause. This reflective nature became one of his defining traits, shaping how he interacted with people and how he later approached his art. One of Gökberk's earliest habits was observation. He was endlessly fascinated by people, the way they spoke, moved, smiled, or frowned. His mother recalled how, as a child, he would quietly mimic expressions he saw in others, try and understand what they meant. It wasn't play acting to him. It was a form of learning, of empathy. He wanted to know what made people feel what they did. This natural curiosity about emotion and behavior would later become the foundation of his acting career. Long before he stepped in front of a camera, he was already studying the language of human feeling. He was also drawn to nature from an early age. Growing up in a city that offered both urban rhythm and natural serenity, Gökberk spent hours outdoors. He loved climbing hills, collecting pebbles by the seaside, and watching sunsets with a kind of quiet awe. His parents encouraged his connection with the world, teaching him to respect life in all its forms, a lesson he carried with him throughout adulthood. There was a calm ritual to his days, waking early, helping around the house, and finding a few moments to simply sit outside. Those moments of stillness taught him balance, the idea that inner peace often comes from appreciating simple things. Teachers noticed his focus early on. He was never the loudest or most attention-seeking student, but his dedication stood out. He took pride in doing things well, not for praise, but for the satisfaction of self-discipline, a quality that would later help him navigate the demanding world of acting. Books played an important role in his childhood. Gökberk loved stories, not just exciting ones full of adventure, but the ones that made him think. He would read late into the night, drawn to tales that explored emotion, morality, and the complexities of human nature. He once said in an interview that books gave him the courage to dream, to imagine worlds beyond what he could see. This habit of reading didn't just expand his imagination. It also taught him empathy and perspective. His parents emphasized honesty, humility, and gratitude, lessons that became deeply ingrained in his personality. He was especially close to his mother, who nurtured his sensitive and creative side. She encouraged him to express his emotions freely, to value kindness over pride. His father, on the other hand, modeled discipline and responsibility, teaching him that success required effort and patience. From both of them, Gökberk inherited the balance of heart and strength that defines him today. His family would sometimes find him quietly experimenting with household objects, not to break them, but to understand them. This inquisitive nature reflected his broader approach to life. He wanted to understand, not just accept. Whether it was machines, people, or emotions, he was always searching for the why behind things. One charming childhood habit that his friends often recalled was his love for drawing. Gökberk wasn't trying to become an artist, but he often carried a small notebook where he sketched whatever caught his eye, trees, faces, or even random patterns. Drawing helped him think. He said once that it allowed him to listen to his thoughts without speaking. This creative outlet foreshadowed the artistic sensitivity that would later define his performances on screen, the ability to express feelings without words, through expression and presence alone. Sports also played a role in shaping his character. He was active and athletic, drawn to physical challenges that tested endurance and focus. Whether it was football, running, or martial arts, Gökberk enjoyed pushing his limits. He believed that the discipline of sports taught him control, both of body and mind. Even as a teenager, when many drifted toward distractions, he stayed committed to structure and routine. This sense of discipline became the unseen backbone of his professional life, helping him endure the pressures of fame and long working hours. Despite his thoughtful nature, young Gökberk wasn't distant or shy. He was kind, approachable, and always willing to help others. Classmates often described him as the one who quietly lifted others up, the boy who noticed when someone was left out and found ways to include them. He didn't crave the spotlight. He valued connection. These early signs of empathy would later make him beloved by colleagues and fans alike. People sensed that his kindness was not an act. Animals were another key part of his childhood. Gökberk loved them deeply, often feeding strays or caring for injured birds he found near his home. His parents supported this compassion, teaching him that caring for living creatures was a form of gratitude toward life itself. Over time, animals became part of how he found calm. Their trust, their simplicity, their instinctive honesty mirrored the qualities he admired most. Even as an adult, he often spoke about the peace he felt when surrounded by animals or in nature. There were also small habits that revealed his sensitivity. He liked order, not out of perfectionism, but because it brought him clarity. That habit stayed with him, symbolizing his belief that simplicity brings focus. School life for Gökberk was steady and disciplined. History fascinated him. He loved understanding where people came from, how cultures evolved, and what shaped human behavior. This fascination later deepened his appreciation for storytelling and character work as an actor. What truly made Gökberk's childhood remarkable, though, was his balance of dream and discipline. He dreamed big but worked hard. He was imaginative but realistic, understanding that life wasn't about being the loudest. It was about being true. When adolescence arrived, and with the first challenges of identity and purpose, Gökberk remained steady. He wasn't in a rush to grow up. He wanted to grow right. He spent his teenage years building a strong sense of self, learning what he valued, what he believed in, and how to stay authentic in a world that often rewarded imitation. Those early years, filled with reflection and honest effort, became the foundation of the man he would become: humble, grounded, and deeply connected to his roots. He said once, "Comes from the simplicity of my beginnings." You don't need much to grow. You just need love, patience, and the will to stay kind. In essence, Gökberk Demirci's childhood wasn't extraordinary in the way of fame or privilege. It was extraordinary in its simplicity. It was a childhood filled with curiosity, empathy, and quiet strength. From small daily habits, like sketching, reading, or observing people, to larger lessons of family, kindness, and perseverance, every part of his youth contributed to the steady, soulful man he became.